Hi guys, this is Androidpipe.com and I'm here with a game called Bladeslinger. It costs $2.99 on the Play Store. It was launched this month, in March, and it's the usual Western sci-fi games, reminding me of Galaxy Rangers and Borderlands 2. It's a 3D action game, and we have already unlocked 2 chapters, so let me just show you chapter 1 to start from the beginning. There are also some cutscenes showing the history of the character William Glaston. He returns home, he finds a sci-fi desert full of deadly creatures, and he has to use his gun and sword and abilities to fight them. The graphics are very nice. This was supposed to be originally a Tegra game, and also Tegra devices will get better graphics. Everything happens in a desert, excuse me. So you have to head to the western land.
The Bladeslinger had returned home to Hammer's Peak.
Once again, the graphics are stunning.
A reward for his courage in a war he'd hoped to have left behind.
The storytelling is actually pretty nice.
Finding the train station strangely deserted, he sensed his days of war may not be behind him after all.
And these are the brilliant graphics I was talking about. And the character can explore his surroundings. There are 2 types of control in this game. One of them involves symbols on the screen and the other involves gestures. So for now I can roll using this. That's the dodge button. And that's the very first combat of the game. And we have a shoot button where I will use the revolver. And then I have a punch button, or I can swipe to hit the enemy with a blade, or I can use this shield to defend myself. So I have a shield symbol here, and swiping again, and I can create combos. I can also punch the enemy, as I said. I can string revolver and blade attacks in successions. So here it goes. And then I can dodge the enemy attacks and then parry. The advantage of the weapon is that you can shoot it from a distance. And you can swing the blade when the enemy is close. You can see here we have his life meter, the enemy's life meter. And that was the first combat of the game.
What was that? I better get into town and find my brother Morgan. He'll have answers to all this. I hope he's okay.
The first battles take place in a canyon, then you reach a deserted town. Then you enter a saloon and things get very hard. This is a very hard game, remember that. So it's a challenging experience. It's not for the average gamer. And here's yet another combat. And I can also dodge the enemy attacks. As you can see, at some points there will be certain icons on the screen, on the sides. Those are special dodges that allow me to surprise the enemy and dodge his attacks. You can see that now the enemy is stunned, with those stars floating above his head. And yet another battle is over. As you can see, after each battle I earn money, and I can access the items by pressing this chest. And I have some remedies here, and I can buy some more. I also have some cards that unlock abilities, but more about that later. The HTC One that you can see right here has a full HD screen, and this game looks beautiful on this display. Now I'm going to fight 2 enemies, and I'm going to block their first hits. And as you can see, by pressing those side icons, I can do some quick dodges and actually get behind the enemy's back and strike them. As you can see, the enemy attacks take a lot of hit points, so that's why the game is hard, or at least harder than your usual Angry Birds or your usual Modern Combat, for example. And now let's use one of the items, the minor remedy. And we also have some cards available, some of them for healing, others for special attacks. This is unrelenting attack. As you can see, I have accelerated the speed of my attacks and made their fire elementals. Okay, enough about this. Let me show you the character's main menu. So we have the ability to buy these potions right here. Here you can make some improvements. You can upgrade the abilities like Blade Master, Brute Force, Stopping Power. And of course everything is upgraded using money, and you need to spend a lot of money to make upgrades. And these are the items, and these are the cards, playing cards with abilities. Then we have the controls, then the settings, and I'm going to go to the main menu and also show you the arena mode. So once again, this is not a game for the faint of heart. It's very hard to play, sometimes frustrating, and you really have to get used to the control system and to dodging the enemies. The arena is good if you want to get some quick cash and do some quick fighting, maybe even challenge yourself to continuous waves of enemies. And this time I'm also going to switch to the other control mode so you can see what I'm talking about. These are my current stats in the arena, and let's start the fight. Once again, brilliant graphics, pretty good soundtrack for an action game. And now I'm going to switch to the other control mode. This one relies on gestures, as you'll see immediately. So nothing appears on the screen. You have to press the screen with 2 fingers to parry. You can shoot by pressing the screen once. And frankly speaking, the other gestures I haven't learned yet, but I can see that swiping allows you to roll and hit the enemies. That was a pretty good combo. For some reason I find it easier to play the game using these controls. And now I will be attacked by another wave of enemies. As you can see, the fire effects are pretty cool and realistic. There is a blue star on top of the enemy, so that means he has a special bonus or a special attack or something like that, didn't quite remember. So you'll probably like these controls more than the other ones shown on the screen. Okay guys, this is a game called Bladeslinger. The price is $2.99. Very good graphics, very challenging gameplay, a very hard to play game, a bit frustrating, and sometimes there is a bit of lag when accessing the application of the game. That's why we give this game an 8.5 out of 10, mostly for the graphics and for the challenging gameplay. However, the bugs and the huge prices of items and upgrades make this sometimes almost impossible to play. This is Androidpipe.com, this is the HTC One, and the game is Bladeslinger.